is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, I show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Guys, we were inches, centimeters away from total chaos. You guys understand this? In another reality, chaos is ensuing. Because I think morale would have been hit at an all-time low if the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump, was indeed successful. It would have spurred a very, very interesting turn of events and a reality that I don't think we would want to go down. So thank God that that did not happen, but we also have to point out the fact that people did lose their lives, and there was a gentleman, 50-year-old gentleman, who lost his life protecting his family, protecting his 20-year-old daughter who's also there. And so we just want to give our thoughts and prayers out to that family and just give our sincere condolences to that, because that is just, I mean, probably wasn't expecting that. So no one was expecting this. That's the whole point of this. So, but there were some interesting prophetic predictions that happened. Just 2 weeks ago, a video resurfaced of someone predicting this happening. This whiz of a bullet past Trump's ear, which is absolutely crazy, guys. So I hope you guys are feeling okay. I hope you're feeling well. But what this did, this Black Swan event that happened yesterday, had spurred basically a bull momentum into Bitcoin. And now we're sitting in a pattern that is looking like an inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin. And so we're coming into some interesting times here, guys. But I just want to point out the fact that we were, if you think about it, just inches away from a completely different landscape and narrative in the entire world. When someone is assassinated, it spurs massive controversy and moves and just panic across everything, especially when it's a political figure. So it's just wild. So yeah, so I hope everyone's doing well. Looks like people are trading. AI Griff is trading. Shout out to everyone who is in the chat. Welcome to the show. Make sure you guys are in the Discord. We were posting some memes here, and we were just like seeing some very interesting similarities here with what has been happening. We had literally out of the woodwork, though, off of these things transpiring came the pictures, the memes, the projects. Elon Musk coming out and saying, I directly support Trump. A lot of people coming out and showing their support. And so Stay Calm is saying, hey, glad to be alive indeed. I'm sure this is making a lot of people think like, hey, I need to wake up and be a little bit more grateful. So let's have a moment of silence. Let's have a moment of silence for the people who did not wake up today because they lost their lives to a horrific act. So just have to moment of silence for that, because it's like no matter what, no violence needs to be happening right now on either side. Nothing like this needs to be happening, and it's honestly, it's a disgrace. So, but reality is very, very interesting right now. Reality is very, very interesting right now. But the best thing that we can do, if you believe in the power of thought and energy and prayer, is that you can send your prayers out to whatever you believe in, because it'll arrive somewhere. You know, if you think about it, good energy and intentions will arrive somewhere, whether you believe in a higher power or not. And if you're bullish on that statement, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. But welcome, everyone. Want to make sure you guys are following the live stream, following the channel, and also going on my website because we want you guys to subscribe to our newsletter. Okay, so we're going to be having an active newsletter that will be sent out once a week, which will be a crypto recap. Okay, so it'll have a crypto recap. It'll have all of the different coins and things that we're following. So then you will have them and spread out through a different list. So it'll be a connection and a culmination of all of the strong projects that we have been following on this channel through the past couple weeks, months, and you'll see the moving metrics for those coins, maybe a couple screenshots of some charts, and it'll be an opportunity, for you guys to get immediate updates directly from me. So I implore you to go to danielcurtishughes.com, and in the Dano Crypto section, you just click on Dano Crypto. You can see you can subscribe here on to my YouTube channel and also get the link to follow me at X on x.com. And this is the blog section where I will be posting different blog posts, which will have special updates that you're not going to get anywhere else. Nothing that's going to be on X. You directly get it on this website, and then also with the mailing list. So guys, do me a favor, sign up to this mailing list and you will get immediate updates. Okay. So with that being said, yeah, so the market got a push. The market got a push. Jasper Vase saying alt summer. Yes, we're thinking that this is our thesis, is that we do go into an alt summer for the market, because if Bitcoin dominance ends up getting to 50%, where we had it sitting before at the previous little test of altcoin season, January and March, then we can see some run on Ethereum and the altcoins. Now, what's happening right now is we're having the sentiment of the market for Bitcoin go into neutral mode out of the Black Swan event that just happened. And if you look at the 4 hour and you kind of tighten it up a little bit, you can start to see that there could be an inverse head and shoulders pattern playing out here. Now, for this to play out, we would have to get a consolidation move back to 60,000. Now, would that line up with the gap that tends to close in a matter of 48 hours? These gaps tend to close very quickly to solidify and restructure the price on the market. This is the CME futures gap, $2,500 gap that has happened on the chart. Now, will this bring the price back into this region to test that 60,000 right here, clear the gap, and then we go from there? I could say that's a pretty decent case. It could be a pretty decent case to do so. This is where we were expecting the market to go. A lot of people were expecting the market to go in this direction, where we were going to consolidate and hit that level of 51,000 support, where we have this box marked right here. Why do we have this marked? Well, because from the daily, you can see here, this is where the price last blasted off, was from this wick low of 50,000, basically 51,000 on the money. So could we have established a low and a bottom at 53,004 to then lead us up back into all-time highs? It's hard to tell, guys. It's hard to tell. We have to clear this inverse head and shoulders. If we clear this pattern, and this pattern is validated through bouncing off of this said last level right here to fill the gap, then that would give us a target of $72,000 per Bitcoin in the next week or so. We'd have to because look, you time this move. How long did this take to establish the shoulder up to that level? Was 26 days. Give it some time. Give it some time, 26 days. Here's your level. Okay? Give it some time. So give it some time. We got to let the market breathe a little bit. We've just had these events happen, so this is what I'm following. I'm not making any sudden moves. Not making any sudden moves. All right, guys, make sure you are hitting the like button. If we can get the likes up to 10 likes, we got to get enough people in here to get the damn thing up to 10 likes, or at least to 20 likes before we end the live stream. We know Mondays, sometimes Mondays can be a little weird. But ultimately, I think Mondays can be super, super, super bullish. Starting the week strong, you catch your favorite live streams, and we can all go to the moon together. But I wanted to point out the fact that XYO, we've talked about XYO a lot on this channel. They were nice enough to send me some dope merch. So shout out to XYO. Got this amazing shirt as well. Check out this shirt. Data ergo sum. Super bullish. So I'm going to be wearing this stuff at the Bitcoin conference. I'm going to be bringing one other shirt that I will have for someone to snatch up. But you have to find me. That's the trick. You got to find me. Is where's Waldo? Where's Dano? And if you see me at the conference, then you will get a chance to snatch up some cool XYO merch. But you have to be the lucky one. You got to be the lucky one. You have to find me and mention it. You have to say, hey, you said you had some XYO merch, and and then there you go. You won. You'll be the person that gets the shirt. All right. So I'm just going to get the shill out of the way. Make sure you guys are using all the links in the description. It helps directly support the channel. And you also get entered into this contest, this giveaway for the Treasure Safe 3. So this is going to be running towards at least the end of the month. And if we don't get enough signups towards the end of the month, we'll extend it again and we'll just keep it running. Or we might up the ante. We'll see. All right. So yeah, make sure you guys are going to the website, and then also you can check out the crypto bubbles. Check out the crypto bubbles on the 5-minute and on the hourly. You're going to see the tokens that are the strong ones that you could potentially hold to Q1, Q2, 2025, where I think is the peak potential of where you could be scooping off massive, massive profits. And this is not financial advice. This is just my strategy of what I'm going into this bull run, because that is where I feel like we are going to see the max potential of where these altcoins could go and which ones are going to be still strong in the top 100. Look at this. We got MOG, Floki, Render, IMX, Caspa, ENS, Brett, Optimism, Pepe. Look on the daily. Same deal. Floki, Popcat, Stacks. So projects are potentially revealing themselves here. Jasmy. Look on the weekly. Same deal. Pretty strong. ICP. So Ronin. We've talked about Ronin, the Ronin chain, the Ronin wallet. If you're into crypto gaming, this is something that is going to be a big narrative. You could be betting on Ronin and also using the Ronin wallet because it's its own chain. And I'm not sure, we haven't pulled up the Ronin wallet in a little bit, if it also has support for the other chains as well. I'm pretty sure it does, like where you can hold Ethereum, you can hold ERC, and you can also hold Ronin chain tokens on the Ronin wallet. All right, so going to the monthly. Top 100. Go to the top 200. Let's go to the top 200 on the hourly. Okay, Pepe coin making a bit of a stance here. All right, so awesome. All right, so let's go down the list. We were going to go down the list of tweets we wanted to mention. It said fumbling 400,000% gains exactly 13 years ago. This is a lesson of hodl. Okay? Well, Bitcoin has stabilized at almost exactly $14 a coin. Man, I'm getting so tired of waiting for a jump. So I'm taking the loss and I'm getting my cash back. That guy died. No, I'm just kidding. So that is the sad, just, I don't know what's sadder. What's more like, I don't know what is. It's like Da Vinci telling us, I told you so. Just hodl. Just hodl. Okay, so this is a lesson here, guys. And this is why we're going to apply this to not only the blue chips and the strong things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but we're going to actually apply it to the strong memes, because obviously the narrative and one of the top 3 narratives in this space right now is the memes. So the memes is what is actually going to be onboarding people into crypto. It's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum, it's not the blue chips. I've decided, this is my thesis, is that people say that memes don't have utility, but they do. Memes have utility through the fact that they onboard people onto the chain. So people only know about Solana because of the meme coins. They didn't know about Solana until they heard that something was pumping on Solana, okay? So, and then people didn't hear about Bitcoin or Ethereum and then just decided to, start buying a dog coin because of that. No, they bought Dogecoin first or Shiba Inu first. Then they speculated and started to go, oh, okay, I'll get a little Bitcoin, I'll get a little Ethereum. And then you see how the cycle works, because now the cycle is switching to where we are going to have people onboarded by the memes, okay? The strong memes like Brett. We've talked about Brett being the onboarder of people on Base. We've talked about PONKE being a great onboarder of people on Solana. We've talked about, obviously, about all the different types of PEPE that are on Ethereum. And so this is what is going to be the catalyst that brings people into the space, just like it did with Dogecoin and Shiba Inu and the ones from the previous cycle. So we're going off of this thesis and this narrative hard, because it takes you to have conviction and a plan and to stick with it and not get distracted. You cannot sell out at 3 months, 4 months when you see price consolidation or when you see a massive pump. Yeah, maybe you want to scoop a little profits off the table a little bit here and there, but you don't panic sell and then swap right into something else that has just the amount of the risk because it's new and crypto Twitter convinced you to break your plan. And so this is what we're doing for our own benefit, and I think for the ultimate education factor of crypto and investing, is that you're not going to be as successful chasing that type of game, which is checkers. You need to play chess. You need to play strategic long game for the end result, which is to get the king, get the queen, checkmate. It takes a process, and you have to go through it and not get distracted by being a pawn, which gets taken out right in the beginning of the match. So you have to be resilient. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with what the heck I'm saying here. All right, so let's keep going down the list here. This is why we've been talking about the Pepe narrative and the Chinese Pepe narrative, PEIPEI. Big breaking news. Chinese banks are investing huge money in Hong Kong's Bitcoin and crypto companies, which is the Hong Kong ETF, and actually unbanning crypto and crypto as a sentiment in China, in their money markets as a whole in the last quarter of this year. If that happens, would be a perfect catalyst for us to go into the quarter 1 of 2025 at max profits to be taking at that point. And so it fits the narrative of what we're trading into, and also fits the narrative of Bitcoin breaking all-time highs and going into $100,000 per Bitcoin before the end of the year. And why? Because we have a massive cup and handle. You know what that means when we have massive cup and handle? Means that we are going to hit a target of potential max squeeze a supply shock on Bitcoin, because when we hit a potential liquidity low again, we are going to see a really, really good target on the cup and handle that we've mentioned before on this channel and on these live streams. And if you've been following it, you know that that is potentially in the cards, more so than not. So we're following that. And then we got Michael Saylor saying, do not miss the flight on Bitcoin. Don't miss it. Do not miss it. All right, this is an interesting video. Let's watch it. Make sure your sound is okay, guys. Make sure put a thumbs up in the chat and let me know that the audio is indeed okay. This is great. I like this.
Invest in a system where you put up 100% of the capital, you the mutual fund shareholder. You take 100% of the risk and you get 30% of the return.
I wanted to know how others would react to Bogle's claims. JP Morgan Chase offers more than 100 mutual funds that charge anywhere from less than half of 1% to more than 2.5% annually. I want to get your reaction to an example that Jack Bogle gave us, and that is that if you invest over a 50-year investing lifetime in a mutual fund, making 7% a year on average, but you're paying 2% in fee for that, that 2% will erode something like 2/3 of your gains.
So the lower fees relative to it.
Did you hear his, like, he's like,
to any given investment will always result in higher accumulation.
But is his example correct? I mean, it's shocking that you would be giving up 2/3 of
So I don't know the math behind the example.
But does it sound correct?
Citing. It sounds high.
Invest.
It sounds a little high. Yeah, I mean, it's what's so interesting about these products and these services is that, of course, you have to pay a fee because that's how they make money, by offering these services. And then you're taking on their risk and you're adding on a lot more counterparty risk besides of having your own like you are the counterparty risk. This is all of what self-custodian your crypto and Bitcoin and knowing how to have a seed phrase and wallets and all this stuff like that and how to diversify. And this is how you hedge against these things. This is how you get a better return over time. It's already been proven that Bitcoin is the hard asset, and then you kind of just go down the list now, and now it's becoming really coping. People are having to cope now with the fact that memes, they made fun of them in 2022 and 2023 the whole time, and now they're having to cope with the fact that that's what is going to be the top thing that people buy is the memes. It's just an honest truth. And until you recognize it and you start to cope with it as well, you're not going to understand how people are getting more Bitcoin and more Ethereum is by buying the memes. That's now the play. That's now the play. And this is how you hedge against 401ks, all these hedge managers, all these people that are trying to manage your money. You realize that you need to manage your own damn money because you're smarter than these people and you can do it yourself. That's the whole point of crypto, okay? It's the whole point of crypto. 100% the whole point of crypto. All right, so I saw this tweet. The CRG said, when I told you that a double one-day bull div coming out of oversold was a powerful, rare signal, did you listen? Not a lot of people probably listen, but there was probably an interesting div here, and this was, let's see. Well, let's look at the chart because it probably was a pretty decent div that happened on the charts here for Bitcoin that could have signified a nice move to the upside. So let's look and see about this div here. Yeah, seemed like there was a bit of a div. If we go to the 4-hour right here, interesting enough, some pretty decent bullish divergences in the RSI and we were looking like things were getting a bit looks like it was getting a bit oversold in this portion. If you were to kind of been looking real tight and thinking, if I'm more on the side of going long and thinking that the market is a little oversold, even though it's been in this sideways portion, that could have given you the signification of getting a little bit of a pump to the upside. But the black swan event of the attempted assassination on President Trump is that obviously gave the market a interesting sentiment and morale of getting into Bitcoin. Now, can we see the price consolidation going into this inverse head and shoulders play out of this potential morale boost into the market? We just have to see. We have to see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But with that being said, we have... he is still going to be, former President Trump is going to be still speaking at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, which we are going to be there. So it's going to be pretty epic. We're going to be rolling deep. We're going to be hanging out with Mr. M. We're going to be hanging out with Da Vinci, and we are going to just be recording content, trying to possibly get like some little mini interviews or some little content reels with some amazing people. And it's going to be cool to run into all of the people of the space, the KOLs, and just the awesome brands and awesome companies that hopefully in the future, we'll be doing business with. So, that's the whole point of this stuff, is to, make amazing partnerships and friendships going along the way, because it's all about building this crypto community together. And yeah, it all started with Bitcoin. So let's go. All right. So let's keep going down these tweets. We had a lot of these. I'm sure you've seen a lot of them. And, but even after going through all that stuff, the dude was out golfing pretty crazy. And then we want to remind you guys about the Bitcoin halving, and that it does take a year for the max gains to ensue after halving. So if it's only been 2.5 months since the last halving, if we count from April 22nd, we won't count April as the month, we'll count May as the starting month. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Oh, January, February, March. Oh my God. March 2025. Guys, I can feel it in my freaking bones, in my toes. I can feel it. Doesn't that sound exactly where we just had the mass pump of altcoin season in January, March of this year? So we're going to get that. Oh, we're going to get that push. I feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it burning inside me, like a fire inside me, like Pepe. And then just to remind you guys that that PEIPEI was on the wall in a Pepe lore video. If you would have been paying attention, this was my signal to just be like, yep, I think Pepe might be one of the picks of $1 billion trajectory. Possibly. And then we want to remind you guys that this psychology of a market cycle is pretty dead on, because at the point that you start to get the thrill and the euphoria is the moment that you are probably going to get faked out and think that it's going to keep going higher. And that's when you take profits. It's not financial advice. It's just a way of life of handling your emotions through feeling the euphoria and the thrill and the ride of potentially, oh, can I double it up? Let's keep going. No, you like literally punch yourself in the face and you go, no, you idiot. You stop right now. That is no. And you scoop off some profits. Because sure enough, the cycle goes and it continues. And you go right back into the complacency. You go into the anxiety, the denial, the absolute panic, the capitulation. Man, then now the anger. Dang it. Why did I think it could go higher? And then you go in depression, disbelief, and then it just starts all over again. It just starts all over again. It's very lovely. It's very lovely how it does that to us. Yes. Euphoria. It's going to keep going higher. Nope. Yes. Euphoria. It's going to keep going higher. Oh, wait a second. It does go higher. Nope. It just goes down again. And then look. Oh, it does. Oh my God. Second double top. It does go higher. Yes, guys. We finally did it. Nope. It just keeps going lower. But you know what's interesting? If you just draw a trend line from the bottoms and draw a trend line from the tops, you start to see an interesting pattern play out. You start to see an interesting pattern and narrative play out. It's called DCA and hold. It's called DCA and hold, and maybe not have a trader's casino mentality, and you might be better off. That's what I see in this chart. That's what ultimately I see in this chart right now. Playing out in real time. Playing out in real time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It would have went up this week, but was a little sped up. Yeah, and that you need to take to understand and take into account for the future. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. You know, if that wouldn't have happened, I wonder where. I mean, I feel like the market still would have been kind of sideways a little bit, and then maybe it would have played out in this inverse head and shoulders anyway. But we're still not taking off the table this 51,000. We're not taking off the table this 51,000 level. We do not want to think that that's like out of the cards. We do not want to think that that's out of the cards for Bitcoin. We will just have to see. We gotta let this month go. Gotta let this month close, see what happens, see how August is going to be. We were speculating that August was going to be a little push on Solana and some of these layer 2s, layer 1, some of the meme coins. I'm going to see a nice push. You said which middle comment? I don't know which one. What did you say? Was the most important crypto information. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with everything. We'll see what happens. We do appreciate you guys coming into the live stream today to get some of the metrics and some of the news. All right, so let's see what's going on. Let's see what's happening here. Let's go to Crypto Potato. Let's go to Crypto Potato. Shout out to Crypto Potato. See what's happening here. 3 things that could influence crypto markets this week. Let's see what they think. 3 things. Economic calendar of the July 15th to the 19th. Last week's CPI report showed the first month-on-month decline in inflation in 4 years. Earnings season is going to lead us right into the July Fed meeting, and volatility is back. All right, let's see. Speaks on Monday, and his comments are always keenly eyed by investors who are looking for signals of a shift in monetary policy. Additionally, the 2024 quarter 2 earnings season is kicking into much higher gear this week. There are several reports investors should keep an eye out for, including large banks such as Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley. Crypto market outlook. Crypto markets have traded higher over the weekend, total capitalization topping $2.4 trillion. And at the highest of any of the market in crypto was $2.8 trillion, which was almost $3 trillion at the peak of the markets. All right, so nevertheless, they've been trending downward since the start of June. It is too early to say whether this trend has been reversed yet, but then we've had the Bitcoin rally past 24 hours, tapping 63,000, and now it's just kind of doing a little bit of a retracement off of that, and we'll see what happens. Rest of the market following suit, with Ethereum hitting a 2-week high of 3,360. Altcoins such as Solana, Chainlink, and Near Protocol gained more than 5% on the day. So All right. So I'm curious. And I've thought about this with the ongoing sentiment and support being for Bitcoin and the ETFs and what it does with Ethereum as well, with the potential approval and trading of the Ethereum spot ETF here in America, that how much would the prices of these coins be moving if we didn't have the major whales and all of the institutional buying happening right now? I don't think it would be enough of just the regular person with their $100 buy or their $50 buy would move the price. This is why I think the market makers of these said coins why it is what it is. Now, why do you think? Now, this is why I like Richard Hart. That's why I kind of agree with Richard Hart. He reveals that most of the market makers, it's a total complete scam. Okay, a total complete scam where most of the time, like, they could be trading against you, they could be trading on you. They have insider information to be able to. Oh, that's interesting. But what's interesting is that Richard Hart mentions about Pulse Chain and about Hex and how there is a truth incentive built into the market and built into this token of how liquidity is actually provided and how there's no running order books that's going to screw up or a crazy whale buy or something that is going to nuke said price of Hex or Pulse Chain and have it be manipulated like that. So it's actually interesting how he breaks this down in an interview with Matt Kevin, and they go into it on how there is a truth incentive staking mechanism built into the Hex ecosystem and in Pulse Chain, where if you stake, you are determining your stake time and what that ultimately rewards you in the future. If you want to do a 10-year stake, if you want to do that, you get penalized for said taking out that stake because you were untruthful. You weren't actually going to stake for that long. So you get penalized for it. So it's very interesting how that ultimately builds up a chart of people that don't sell unless they are hitting their incentive of where they wanted to go in the first place with the coin. So what's so interesting about this is that this is why PLS doesn't have the right metrics shown on CoinMarketCap. This is why the trading volume isn't shown correctly in that ecosystem, is because they don't want to play ball with the scam that is basically happening across the entire market. So this is why I've kept my finger on the dial a little bit, and I'm hedging anytime I get maybe a little extra here and there, USDT here and there. I'm bridging it over into Pulse Chain because, guys, if you look at the Pulse Chain chart, you could speculate that when Ethereum hits all-time highs, okay, and gas fees are going through the roof. Imagine, because guess what, guys? The gas fees go to $25 in just a basic 5% pump. When Ethereum goes up 5%, the gas fees go up tremendously because the traffic and the congestion on the market starts to heat up, and then the gas fees go up. It's the same with Bitcoin. It happens with Bitcoin when we have the ordinals. No, you don't have to do just ETH. You can bridge over. Lots of tokens. You can actually bridge over Chainlink. You can bridge over Pepe. I'm pretty sure you can bridge over a lot of different coins now to the Pulse Chain ecosystem. The easiest way that I do it is with Tron. So I just use Tron USDT and I use CryptoSwap. I think it's called Change Now. Change Now, all you do is you send them your recipient address, like your wallet that you want to, you give them your address, and then you pick the coin that you want to use. So I use Tron, and I use the USD Tron and USDT on the Tron network. And so I send them the however much, and then they convert it and send the PLS, Pulse Chain, for instance, to my address. Just simple as that. And I think that only charges like $1 or $2 to do that. So it's really It's really not that hard. But if you also just want to do the basic bridging, like you just go to the Pulse Chain website, and you can actually do it from an IP program where you click the IP and it runs it off your virtual machine on your DOS, and it pops up like that. So then you're completely off of the internet. You're just running it as a program on your computer. And that's also a cool aspect of the Pulse Chain ecosystem as well. If you really want to be decentralized and completely off the map when it comes to operating your coins and your swaps and your wallet and your liquidity and all that stuff. And so we got our toe dipped in a little bit in that ecosystem, but we understand now a little bit of the concepts of why you would want to even have just a couple $100 in the Pulse Chain ecosystem, because when Ethereum hits those gas fees, I'm telling you, Pulse Chain is going to explode because there's liquidity there. There's liquidity provided in the Pulse Chain ecosystem with its own ecosystem that is a true layer 2 for Ethereum. And that is where we're going to see that switch, and that Pulse Chain is going to just explode, break all-time highs, go up probably 500 or something %, and people are going to have to cope. And that's just kind of is what it is. And we'll be over here going, hey guys, I told you so. Just because you think Richard Hart's a dick doesn't mean that his projects aren't going to make you potential incentive holders. That's all I got to say about that. Let's look at the chart real quick. Now, go ahead. Headband high. I did not see your comment. What was your comment? Trying to find it. Always watch the news and don't round trip anything. You can always buy back in. Is that what they banned? Oh, if Trump got hit and went bye-bye, BTC would be 25K right now, and anyone who didn't sell right away would be crying right now and have $0. That's the real alpha for the future. Yeah, that was, I mean, that could have been a big possibility. I mean, honestly, I think that's what would have happened. I mean, if that would have happened, I mean, it would have just been like, it would have just been a freaking nightmare. It would have been a nightmare, guys. Like, just think about it. I mean, it would have been an absolute nightmare. I mean, just a freaking nightmare, dude. Like, I mean, you got to be realistic about that. Like, think about the potential of that. Regardless if you like the guy or not. I mean, like, dude. I mean, it would just be like, I don't care what your views are. Like, it would just be a nightmare. I would just like, it just would not be a fun, like, reality to be living in right now. So, I'm just like, honestly, like, I have to keep, like, praying to God and being like, thank you, or who, I don't know. But also, it's just, it's so effing sad because someone still lost their life. Like, someone still died, man. And so it's like, it's messed up. Like, it's truly sad. Like, it's just, it's not good. You know, I truly don't. You know, I don't wish anyone to die or go through that stuff. It's just like, it's terrible. It's terrible. Makes me super sad. So I think about it, that dude was, you know, he was protecting his family, he was protecting his daughter, and he took a bullet. Super sad. But all right, guys, on a lighter note, the market's it's looking good. It's not looking too bad. I think if we just like, I listened to the spaces. I don't know if you guys were listening to the space that Mario Nafal had hosted. That had Andrew Tate. It had Patrick Bet-David popped in. We had Andrew Tate was speaking. We had Alex Jones was on there, and Alex Jones actually, he had some good advice. He's like, I think if Trump was smart, he'd lay low, he'd get his own security, and not do any more speaking events until the election comes up. And I was like, he'd probably be smart to do that. And then also they got into, just some conversations of what they, if you believe in the they, the who, the they, if they could try and do something again, they will at this point. Like at this point, if that was able to happen in this reality right now, I can imagine what can happen before November 5th. Like, as an American right now, leading up to the date of November 5th, I'm ready for anything. I'm ready for them to I'm ready for anything. I'm literally ready for anything. I'm ready for every single possibility to play out, but no expectations. I have no expectations for the next 7 to 8 months because anything is on the table right now. Anything is on the table right now. I do not have any expectation whatsoever because I think there is absolutely every single possibility on this table as a country right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel the same way. Because if you go the next 7 to 8 months with an expectation of something, well, but God, you better believe it ain't going to be met because it might be even crazier than what your expectation might have been. So I'm eliminating them all. And that might be a broader lesson in life and a broader lesson in going into the things that we work on as our career, as what our hobbies are, going into maybe, say, a date interaction. You had all these expectations that you thought the person was going to fall in love with you, but they just said like, oh, have a nice night. And you're like, you get what I'm saying? But let me go to the more positive route. You get to the end of that date and she or he does fall in love with you and says, hey, have a nice night. I'll see you tomorrow. And you're like, what the? You're like, what? I wasn't expecting anything. I wasn't expecting a damn thing. And she loves me. She really loves me. That just reminded me of the best Hollywood scene of all time, which is Jim Carrey in The Mask when he receives the award in the club. So funny. He goes, tell Annie to yell her out. That is the best. That is like, if you guys are into Jim Carrey, that is like probably the best scene he's ever done. Is in that scene in The Mask where he's holding the he's holding the Oscar. It's too good. Oh, I love that. I love hearing that. Crypto Beehive said, "Happened to me. Still married 35 years later." Yeah, I shot my shot pretty boldly with my now current wife. I just kind of was like, "Yeah, we're gonna date." I like didn't play any games. I was like, "Nope, I'm not gonna like chip out the block and like kind of play the game where I'm like, oh, okay, I'll see you, like, blah, blah. Oh, just chitty chatty kind of stuff, you know, testing the waters for a couple weeks." I was like, no, we're dating, and that's I was very bold. I was very forward. And she was more like 3-pat, like, okay, yeah, all right, you know. But it actually ended up working. So thank God I was bold enough. I'm sure you guys have had moments in your life like that where you're like, okay, I'm tired of playing the games. You just got to just be honest, forward, direct, and you see the results happen. Forward, direct, and you see the results happen. You don't beat around the bush. You don't sit on the fence. You just go. All right, let's check on the pulse chain chart. That's what we were actually trying to get to. Let's check on the pulse chain chart. I just want to show you guys. Oh, this chart right here. This is the chart. Look at the chart. Okay? We are at a massive descending wedge that could break out into the top of the range, which is 419% to the upside. It's about a damn guarantee when Ethereum breaks all-time highs. Ethereum breaks all-time highs. We're sitting at it's not hopium. It's not hopium, headband. It's a fact. Okay? You can quote me right now. You can quote me, all you pulse chain copers and you non-hexagon people. I'm going to just call it right now. You're going to cope and you're going to be like, damn it. Why did I have to let the way that Richard Hart makes me feel decide the fact that I'm not going to get into his project? That's your own problem. I can't help you. I can't help you if your tribalism sets in when you just need to make money, okay? Just because your tribalism sets in and you don't know how to take that out of the equation when it comes to doing business, then I don't know what to tell you. Because now this is what we're starting to realize going into our years here, you know, getting a little bit more experience. The moment you become tribalistic with your crypto holdings, the moment you get wrecked. Chart looks good. It's going to. It's getting close. It's getting really close. I mean, it's like, it is in the, I don't know what other perfect metric that I could show you here. It's sitting, it's gonna get right into this perfect support range. It's sitting at this perfect support range to bring it up to at least, I think right here, which would be the perfect range for it to get resistance and hit resistance. So I would say that right now, if you were to get into PLS, and this is not financial advice, this is just a observation of the chart, getting into pulse chain at any of these ranges in this price range is just a nice support to get to 246% to the upside. Now, What does that mean for the entire ecosystem of Pulse Chain and also with Hex? Well, do the math. Look at the chart. I would think incentive token could clear back up into possible $5 support. $5 support going up back into $10 of an incentive token. Hex on Pulse. Hex on Pulse is where the liquidity is now for Hex. I see Hex right here coming up to an interesting level. I love this test of these highs right here. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, the more that I haven't looked at these charts in a while, but now that the fact that I'm looking at them again before we see an Ethereum all-time high again is like, this is the gem. This might be the golden goose. It was kind of the golden goose in one of the previous cycles. So we're going to always keep it on the radar. Always going to keep it on the radar. Because it might just be the golden goose. Might just be the golden goose, guys. Okay, all right. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream today. We went for just about an hour. If there's anything else you guys want me to cover, please do put it in the chat. We could do it for the last remaining 2 minutes of the live stream. But guys, before we end this thing, we'd love for you to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Share this channel on your socials, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, X. Just do me a favor, do that. And also hit the like button. Smash and destroy the like button. Get me to 20 likes right now, because then that would help push this stream out for the replay value after we're done. And that would just be awesome, guys. And also, I will say, if you want to help, because I am also going to this Bitcoin conference, we're funding the whole thing, and also we are going to be there for about 4 days or so, I think. And would be cool if you want to help directly support this channel, you just use the links in the description. And you also, guys, I wanted to remind you that you need to go in and sign up for my mailing list, okay? Sign up for the mailing list. I'm going to put the link in the description. Let's copy this. We're going to paste this here, and you guys need to go in to the section Dano Crypto, click on there, and then sign up for the mailing list. Because in this mailing list, you are going to get special offers, like any announcements right off the press by signing up for this newsletter. And we're going to be doing weekly news breaks where we have everything kind of culminated into one nice newsletter that you guys can review for the week and take that information and do what you will with it. And also, I wanted to remind you guys, if you want to directly support the channel and also the Bitcoin conference trip, I have an NFT collection called Ordinal Eyes that is on the Polygon blockchain. And if you guys want to check out that collection, you can go here and see if you'd like to purchase one of these awesome NFTs. And so with that, if you ever are a holder of an Ordinal Eyes, you will be in a special group that will be getting discounts on anything I ever launch. You're going to get special perks and all the things. So we're going to be building that ecosystem. So if you guys want to be the first ones to be one of the Ordinal Eyes holders, be my guest. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. God bless every single one of you. Hug your families tight, and we will see you later today on the second live stream, which will be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do this Monday through Friday. Want to remind you guys, and if you're new to the channel, thank you guys so much for tuning in and giving my channel a chance. And we hope you come back to the next live streams. And make sure you guys are going into the videos that I have made and released in the past couple weeks and go give those a view, give those a like, and give your thoughts and your comments down below in the video section, because YouTube loves it when you get action on the videos. The more comments, the more likes, the more push on the content, the more that they start to drag you out of the shadow box that they might put you in sometimes. So really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you on the next live stream. Peace out.